What is going on, guys? Big Rye coming at you with an NHL betting market video. I just wanted to kind of give everyone a preview because Fat Guy and I have been doing a lot of great work behind the scenes and for the membership, and just not a lot of people know about it. And one of the newest features that we've kind of included in our research is the NHL betting market. So, lucky for us, we've been tracking the sports betting market for the NHL for the past 954 games. So I believe it's the start of last season. So we do have the COVID type season data, but anyways, that's what we have moving forward. But what I like to do here is take a look at the opening and current lines or closing lines, depending on when this game has taken place. And I also take a look at the percentage of bets and the percentage of money, both on the spread or the puck line in the NHL, the over-under bets and OU money percentage, as well as the money line percentage of bets and the money line percentage of money. And so what I like to do is look over here and see when the road team has 38% or less of spread bets, how many games are there, which in this case, 287. It's gone 132 and 155 win-loss for 45%, and it's lost 14 units. So if you're betting 1% of your bankroll, I consider 1 unit. So you'd be down about 14% of your bankroll if you were to make spread percentage bets on road teams that are 38% or less. So we can see this hasn't been a good play. 287 game sample minus 14 units is not a good play. This is the opening line. And then on closing lines, the units is minus 11.9. So we get a little bit better juice on closing lines usually in this scenario. But unfortunately, even with the better juice, the win-loss scenario here of 45.99% is just not strong enough to beat out that. Whereas on the home side with 62% of bets for Florida in this example, but anytime you have 62% or more bets on the home team, it has actually made 4.4 and 3.1 units respectively on opening and closing lines. Is that enough to make a play? That's up for you to decide. What I just want to do is provide you guys with this information so you can see, okay, if I want to use betting market figures like this, like the puck line percentage of bets, the spread percentage or puck line percentage of money, the over under, then I have that information for you. The membership is only $5 a month, guys. This is like a steal. A lot of other places you'd be paying, $300-400 a month, and you wouldn't even get this much information, to be honest. You'd have to kind of dig in and figure it out on your own. I think it's great value. I think I'm actually losing out really with the amount of work I'm putting in compared to what it is. But that's why I'm trying to encourage people to sign up for that membership. We do this for the NFL. I'm doing this for the NHL. The plan is to do it for the 6 major sports. So that's the 4 major North American sports plus college and college basketball, college football. But it's going to be a lot of work. So, I personally need a certain amount of people on the membership to make this worth the while, because it is a lot of work to do this. But this information can be very, very good, very, very strong for people to use. So I highly recommend. So let's continue on. Let's keep going. We took a look at the spread percentage of bets or the puck line percentage of bets. So the puck line percentage of money, 6% on the road team, 94% of the money has been placed on the home team, which is Florida in this case. And we can see here in an 80-game sample, when the spread percentage of money is very low for the road team, it's actually been a nice winning play here. They've gone 46 and 34 overall in an 80-game sample, and they've made 5.6 units on opening lines and 5 units on closing lines. So what we can see here also is this is conflicting data, because the percentage of bets favors the home team, in this scenario Florida, whereas the spread percentage of money favors the road team, which in this case is Pittsburgh. So I personally wouldn't make a play off this, just because with conflicting information, like which one would you want to go off of? You can make an argument either way, but my personal opinion would be not to make a play on this based off this information. What I try to look for, and we're not going to get clean numbers here just because there actually isn't any OU percentage of money out quite yet on Action Network, is where I get these percentages from. But we can see here OU percentage of bets, anytime there's 70% or more bets on the under, which has only been 6 times in 954 games. So this isn't very often, but it has been a winning play, albeit a small one. A sample size of 6, I don't know how much I'm going to trust. Albeit in that 6-game sample, you can see it's 4-2-0 on opening lines, 3-2-1 on closing lines, good for 1.5 and 0.6 units. Unfortunately for this, we're just going to have to ignore this and hope that we end up getting a OU percentage of money closer to puck drop, which is in about 4.5 hours as to when I'm recording this. Also up here, you can see there's been 4,451 bets placed on this game so far. And then onto the money line, it opened at Florida minus 160. It's been bet up to minus 178. They've received 77% of bets and 97% of the money. And this is the first scenario here. We can see that all 4 of these market plays are pushing towards a Florida money line, albeit very small samples here of 33 and 23. This is probably not strong enough for me to make a play, but it is interesting to note here. This is the first one where we can see kind of a trend here that anytime the home team has received 77% or more of bets and 97% or more of money, it has been a positive expected value play. Very, very small positive expected value, but this is what we're trying to look for when making sports bets over the long term. On to the next game. We'll see how long it takes to load in. Just there's a lot of data coming in through this, a lot of work that goes into getting these numbers and making them where we can pull them up nice and quickly. So for the New York Islanders, Carolina, we can see here, Carolina, the home team, has received 33% of spread bets. So anytime 33% or less bets on the home team, it has been quite the losing play here. We can see minus 19 units and minus 13 units. So if you're betting 1% of your bankroll equals 1 unit, you're losing out on 20% of your bankroll or 14% of your bankroll, which is quite a bit of money, right? Like if you think minus 20% return over a season, because that's pretty much what this data is coming from over the past season right now. As this season continues, we're going to get more and more information. But 13%, negative 13% ROI, negative 20% ROI, very, very terrible. So not worth it. And very interesting to note here, we actually have negative plays on all of the spread plays here. So 67% or more on the road team and 20% or less on the home team have been losing plays in all of these scenarios. So you can see that betting over the long term, 277 games, 201 games. If you were to follow, like, let's say I want to bet every road team that has 20% or less of the spread percentage money, you'd be down 5% over the year or 9% if you were getting them on closing lines. And usually for market plays, you are getting them on closing lines. So these ones tend to be a little bit more important. But on the same flip of the coin, if you really want to get value, you need to learn how to kind of predict what lines should be and what you want to bet at the start of the week. I don't have, or start of whenever the lines come out. I don't have that much experience doing it in the NHL, so I can confidently say I'm not able to pick the right side before the line opens. Fat Guy and I have spent a lot more time researching the NFL and how to make these plays in the NFL. So NHL, I would definitely be more reliant on these percentages as well as closing line percentages if I was going to start making plays. So let's take a look at the OU percentage of bets. We have 56% bets on the over, 44% of bets on the under. So here's one of the first ones that I would even consider as far as percentage of bets go here with these plays is that when the under has received 44% or less of the bets, which is 605 cases, it's been up 10.9 units or 12.4 units on opening and closing lines, respectively. So this is quite interesting, right? Because this is the biggest sample we've seen so far. 605 games have 44% or less bets on the under, and it actually has made, anywhere from 11 to 12% return over the long term, which is nice. That's what we're kind of looking for. It is tedious though, considering you'd have to be pretty much betting every single night. 605 bets. You have a feeling that there is that's a lot of bets to make, and you want to be consistent with it. And you can see that if you were going to bet the over in this scenario, how big of a losing play it is. Minus 48, minus 43 units. So you would have lost almost half of your bankroll if you were taking overs anytime there's 56% or more bets on the over. So 44% or less on the under seems like it's a nice play here in the NHL. At least it was over the last 954 games or so. However, if we take a look at the OU percentage of money, we can see here 84% of bets, or 84% of the money on the OU has been placed on the over. Only 16% of the money has been placed on the under. We only have 21 games where that came to fruition, and it did favor the over. We can see 3.9 units and 5 units respectively for opening and closing lines in a 21 game sample, which is pretty nice. You can see here that we do have conflicting data between the under as far as percentage of bets, but it's telling us to take the over for percentage of money. So this is one I'd leave alone. So we get negative plays here, conflicting plays here for the OU. So let's take a look at the money line to see if we can see anything. So 51-49 split on the money line. We have huge samples here, 441 games, 442 games. We can see as far as percentage of bets, anytime the road team has received 51% or more of bets, it's been quite the losing play here. About 20% of your bankroll would have been lost over the 441 game sample. But we can see here it's also been a losing play on the home side if you bet 49% or less on the percentage of bets when it comes to the money line. Minus 9.5 units on the opening line, minus 5.6 units on the closing line. I do see a positive play here on the percentage of money. So anytime the home team has received 57% of the money or more, they have actually made about 16% return on opening lines and about a 13% return on closing lines. So we can see there a little bit better plays. Nothing like, we don't get all four pointing in the same direction here, so it's probably not a play that I would make. It kind of balances itself out and probably over the long term has negative expected value. So really, I only have time to show you guys these two games, but I just wanted to give you guys a sample of what it's like and what Fat Guy and I have been able to do in the background. So the only positive play here is this Florida money line. And to be honest, guys, I don't bet anything over minus 200. So minus 178 is kind of pushing that limit already. And because these units, it is a positive expected play, at least in this sample. It's not enough for me to go, okay, I really want to make this play. You know, you're making like 0.1% off each game, which is just it's not enough for me to decide to make a play. But this has been super helpful. It was really good. I missed this opening night. I didn't have all the data ready, but I pushed through. Yesterday was a nice positive day, but good results for one day. That doesn't really matter, guys. It's all about making good decisions week in and week out, or in this case, day in and day out when it comes to the NHL. Sorry, guys, got NFL in the brain. But hopefully this interests you. It's going to be something that I'm going to attempt to be doing every single day when I do have the opportunity to sit down before NHL games and share this information. So really do consider signing up for the membership. It's only $5 a month, and this is a ton of great info. If you are going to be betting the NFL, the NHL, NBA, which I hope for, hopefully I'll be able to finish in the next few days so it's ready to go for opening day. A lot of great information, and I hope that this information can help you guys moving forward, making smarter decisions over the long term. All right, thanks for listening, guys, and good luck in your plays. Hopefully this betting market information helps out.